What's going on YouTube? Witty P dropping in one time, and I didn't even want to do a video on this because I was going to talk about the Clips album. They dropped Friday. I was going to talk about the Clips album, all their features and everything, but I already had this loaded in the clip. I knew I was going to talk about this as well. Nicki Minaj, she done lost it. She done lost it. She was speaking around Jay-Z's name for a long time. You know, throwing subliminals. You know, talking around his name, but we knew who she was talking about. But she finally got enough courage and enough balls today to say his name. Yeah, she finally got enough balls and courage to say his name. You know how it go. When you don't give nobody any energy or any feedback or things like that, they think you ignoring them. You know, they think they can keep hitting you, punching you. You ain't gonna do nothing. You know, so she finally gained enough courage, enough balls to say his name. Yes, Nicki Minaj, who's the biggest Jay-Z fan. She is the biggest Jay-Z fan. But ever since Lil Wayne didn't get to perform at the Super Bowl, and Jay-Z, you know, he controls that. He picked Kendrick Lamar. Nicki Minaj turned it up a notch. She always had a little gripe with Jay-Z because of how the Tidal deal fell out when Tidal sold. She says she only got 1 million, but that's not right because they say everybody got a certain percent. And from what I heard, she didn't sign the paperwork to get her percent or something like that. Or that's what Steve Stout said. He said she didn't even sign the paperwork to get her percent. Like everybody got broken off when the Tidal sold, I think in 2021. When Tidal sold.
In that case, what Nicki did was wrong. To bring up Tidal, his streaming company, that he gave you equity in, that you didn't sign the fucking paperwork, and that's the reason why you left millions of dollars on the table. That man didn't do nothing to you. To be talking about somebody who's putting, whether it be Kendrick or Wayne or Drake or Usher, he's putting them on the biggest stage. That's what we should be applauding. That's growth.
You know? So she been going at Jay-Z, you know, for some years now. She been, what they say, poking the bear. And what she's doing now, since she finally said his name, this is what she did now. She finally said his name. So when anything happens, like if anything weird happens to her, she feel like she falling off. She been falling off kind of really. But if she feel like she falling off, numbers ain't this or that, she can say Jay-Z did it because she's putting it on Front Street that she got a war with Jay-Z now. Because if anything happened before, you know, something weird, she falling off. Like I say, she been falling off with it. It's just something uncharacteristic. She couldn't blame Jay-Z because nobody knew that she had a gripe with Jay-Z, you know. But everybody proclaims Jay-Z controls everything for some reason. So she went live. Like I said, I had the clips loaded. I was going to make a video about this eventually, but I didn't want to make it today. I was going to talk about the Clips album, but she finally said his name. She finally got enough balls and courage to say his name. You know, so the war is on her behalf. She had already started shooting some shots, but now the war is on her behalf. Jay still ain't probably thinking about her, and if he is, he going to handle it in such a way we won't even know how he did it. You get what I'm saying? Because he going to handle it eventually. You know, he gonna handle it eventually, and she gonna get crying on the internet talking about, I wonder who did this, I wonder who did that. She was on live maybe last week, and her numbers wasn't doing shit. She was on live, numbers wasn't doing shit. She's like, I wonder who did this, after she had been talking about Jay-Z and some of her song, or not her song, but on the Lil Wayne song, you know, talking about NFL need to fire some niggas. She was talking about Jay-Z. She went at Shannon Sharp. Nicki Minaj wants all the smoke, you know? She wants all the smoke. But Jay-Z not going to pay her no mind. He's not. And she's the biggest Jay-Z fan. She wanted to be the female version of Jay-Z. And if you ask me, she wish she could take Beyonce's place. Yes. And if you don't believe me, let's watch these clips. I broke it down because I knew, like I said, I was going to do a video on this. So I had the clips loaded already. So let's get to it. Watch these clips. She wanted to be like Jay-Z.
My opinion, the female rappers before me, I would always say they should have retired as moguls, right? Like big, huge moguls. And I would say, why isn't there a female version of Jay-Z, who at that time, even when I was coming in, we could see that he was on mogul stead, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I was like, I'm gonna be that person, I'm gonna do that. And even what I've done, I haven't done what I wanna do, what I need to do, what I will do yet. I know it because I'm talking about full out mogul. But how they, you know, and but you know what? When I see it in 10 years, since before I had a dime, I always said I tried to watch what Jay-Z did and how he handled hip hop and entrepreneurship. And I always look at him and I take my notes from him. And so where you see Jay is right now, that's what I want to be in the Nicki Minaj way. You know, I want to still be a staple in rap, but opening doors for new people to not only rap, but to do things in the tech space, you know, the tech world, and putting on concerts and stuff like that. I think I'll always be in music in some way.
I spoke to Jay the other day, he's still a kingpin. He's still the only nigga that I would've signed to if I ain't signed a Wayne perfectly designed crew.
Why, when y'all have an affiliation to Jay-Z in some sort of way, y'all be thinking that y'all can disrespect and violate? What a surprise, the amount of people on Instagram is remarkably low. I wonder who's behind that. I wonder who's afraid. Okay, guys, that's all I wanted to see. What a surprise.
Today, she say Jay-Z owe her 200, 100, 200 million. How? I think Tidal only sold for 300 million. How the fuck would he owe you that much money? And this is what she gonna cling on to for the rest of her career. Jay-Z owed me. Jay-Z owed me. But I guarantee you she won't try to take him to court because all she wants is attention. That's it. She really wanted war, we wouldn't even hear about this shit. We only hear about this shit after it went to court. Yes, but she just wants some attention. Told you she poking the bear. She gonna get what she asked for. She poking the bear. She gonna get what she asked for. I'm telling you. She gonna get what she asked for. Cause this been going on for years now. Been going on for years and Jay been silent. You know, Jay gonna stay silent. Cause when he gonna handle it, we not gonna hear about it regardless. Talk about, oh, you 100, 200 million, we can settle this right now. Why don't you settle it in the court then? Get your money. But you put it on Front Street because you want some attention. And you know it's not true. That's why you're doing it, Nicki Minaj. That's why you're doing it. And you really wish you was in Beyonce's position. That's what you really wish. Talking about, oh, you wanted to be the Jay-Z of this shit, Jay-Z of that shit. How? All you do is hate on every female artist that come up after you. You hated on all of them. You hated on all of them. Or you found a way to make beef with them. You did. You're a natural hater. That's what you do, Nicki Minaj. You're a hater. Talking about you wanted to be the Jay-Z and you want to transition into, no, you can't. You got too much hate in your blood. You do. And you can't foresee. So, look who you with. Look who you with. Look who you with. And look who he got. Look who he got. Motherfucker had a good verse on the song Monster with Jay on there and shit like that. She thinks she can goddamn say anything now. Motherfucker been pumping her head up for too long. Oh, motherfucker must be saying, oh, you smoked Jay on that song. You smoked Jay on that song. Mother feeding her head up. But bitch went crazy. Bitch going crazy. Talking about 200 million. How? When? Why? Don't even make sense. I was gonna talk about the Clips album, but I'm like, she finally said his name, so the war is on her behalf. So I'm gonna talk about it. You know, Jay-Z this, Jay-Z that. Everybody got his name in his mouth. What Jay-Z say? People not mad at what I did to them. They mad at what I didn't do for them. Period. He said that already. So that's how we gonna end it though. Comment, like, subscribe. Best way to help us share the video. Good entertainment. Hit the cash app. She a fan. She a fan. She a fan.
Is that the Barbs will say, well, she ain't never said Beyonce's name, and she ain't never said nothing about Beyonce. She doesn't have a problem with Beyonce. She got a problem with Jay-Z. She got a problem with Rock Nation. She got a problem with them. Okay, she has no issue with Beyonce. Don't got no beef with Beyonce. Don't got no problem with Beyonce. She don't, you know. She loves Beyonce. Love Beyonce. She just don't like Rock Nation. She just don't like Jay-Z. And this is why it's funny to me, because let anybody right now say something about Mr. Petty. Nicki is burning bridges, burning houses. She was on Spaces for freaking, I believe, 2-3 days on Megan ass about Mr. Petty, okay? She was not playing about her man, was not playing about her husband. Beyonce got a whole song called Rock. You are my rock. That song, okay, about her damn husband, okay? So I don't see how y'all don't understand, or how y'all can't get that. If Nicki Minaj don't play about Mr. Petty, then why is it y'all Barbs don't understand that Beyonce don't play about Jay? That these people are married. Same way, god dang, Nicki is married to Mr. Petty, and she don't want nobody speaking ill of her husband. Why would Beyonce like if somebody spoke ill about her husband? She should understand that, because she know how she is about her man. So that's the way I see it. When you talk about Jay-Z, you're talking about Beyonce, period. Jay-Z about ready to go to war. Bags was stopped. Y'all forgot that Carrie Hilson stuff started or happened? All Keisha Cole's, what happened with Keisha? All because somebody spoke negatively about Jay-Z's wife. Them people ride. They ride together, die together. And Nicki should understand, because she understands what a wife is to her husband. So when y'all sitting over here talking about she ain't say nothing about Beyonce, when you speak about Jay-Z, you speaking about Beyonce. So I wasn't surprised that goddamn Beyonce brought her man right in the midst of Jay-Z, all that stuff going on between him and Nicki Minaj, brought her man on stage with her and was like, okay, daring somebody to say something to me. Because I'm going to fight behind my man. He can't fight you because he a man, but I'm a woman and I'll take it there with you. Say Beyonce. Everybody like, say Beyonce. She won't never. She won't never.